immediately, right off the gate, as RSG PH banned out that Valentina. You can see that SYS has responded in kind very quickly. Xavier and as well as the Eve. Mages, in fact, are getting axed very quickly.
Focusing on, you know, a lot of Aqua. I mean, Aqua, we've seen Aqua picks here. Akai is actually going to be taken out too, which I feel like has just developed really well as a priority pick. You know, they take out the Valentina, the Eve, the Xavier. So again, Julian not being banned out just yet. I'm wondering if it's enough for SYS to experiment with, because like we just mentioned, their picks, their favorite heroes, there's a lot of spice, a lot of flavor in there. And Julian, I feel like, will add to that. Not sure if they're going to go with it, but on the side of RSG Philippines, we kind of saw more of their signature heroes, their picks is, I don't want to say it's groundbreaking, it's nothing against the norm, but we have seen them pull some things out. Like, for example, Demon Kite usually was that type of assassin jungler, and then he kind of shifted to picking those more stable, objective-based jungler hero picks, and it actually worked really well for them. So here we go. Julian is going to be banned out. Also, the Wan response here from RSG Philippines. What does SYS want to prioritize?
Oh, I'm thinking meta picks. What can you go for? If it's jungle, I mean, there's still Karina, there's Grok, there's so many good things. Ling even very much fits the SYS style of brand. I love that they still got that gusto in them to go for these assassin picks, but RSG PH respond very quickly as well. Their own Franco and as well as Beatrix. That's what I am used to.
That was such a quick pick.
Yeah.
We're used to like seeing really quick picks today.
Yeah.
Like match number 1 was quite similar too, but with RSG PH picking up the Beatrix, this is huge, right? They are choosing a really good hero, especially onto Iman, and he is known to be one of like the best Beatrix players in the league at the moment, right? And with the Franco being picked up, it does help them in a way that they do have a source of CC for the Ling if ever the Ling becomes an issue. But the way that SYS is kind of, you know, building around it, the Lilia pick is going to come through as well as the Esmeralda.
I'm wondering if they want to prioritize like Dyroth, because Naths could play that Dyroth if he wants to into the Esmeralda here. We've also seen him play very well in the Thamus. There's the Dyroth, you know, and this is, again, these are pure comfort picks for RSG Philippines. Light on the Franco, I feel like he knows how. I mean, this is mostly the case for any time a Franco pops up, right? You could miss 100 hooks in the game. You land that one important game-winning hook. It could turn the tide here. And yes, Amon on the Beatrix. Nath's going to be locking in the Dyroth here. They want to. I feel like they need a little. They could go a little bit more damage for Demon Kite on his jungler pick, or they could continue to round out that beefy boy lineup, which we've seen them play before, if he goes with something more tankier of a jungle style.
Sir, what's your command? Your team is
You know what? I think I'm done with it. I'm tired of tank junglers. It's boring. It's really obnoxious. It's really good. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's so boring. I want to see two assassins go at each other's throats. I want to see a Lancelot pick coming out from RSG.
Not jungle build.
Not jungle build.
Not jungle.
Yes, totally. Agreed. I can second that. I can stand by that. That is a correct opinion now.
Because wait, we saw the Lancelot last game, right? And he was pretty much going with a tanky Karina type-ish build going there, and it would be nice, yeah, to see some assassin versus assassin action here. I mean, they've already got the Ling on the other side, right? So this could be a time. Now, I have seen Demon Kite play Hayabusa. That could be an option here. He doesn't get the Fanny, so that is a targeted ban towards him. Now, let's see what RSG Philippines is going to go with. Eterna, how are you liking so far the first picks for SYS?
I mean, for the moment, I feel like they're very like early game centric, because as you know, Lilia is a very aggressive mid lane and very, I'd say, you know, independent in her own right? She's able to burst down from the get-go, has an exceptionally good wave clear, but as I say that, they actually, from the side of RSG, they've actually picked up the Kagura, who has a similar effect. Because when I think about mid laners, I always tend to lean on towards Lilia or the Kagura, because they're just so sustainable in lane. They have escape mechanisms, and with the Kagura now, the burst is just there, and it's gonna be huge. Oh my!
Interesting.
What?
Wow.
I love this.
I mean, this is like, we call it the Angeling combo, right?
Yeah.
So there's the Angeling combo that they have there, which could help them. Again, I still am curious what RSG is going to pick for the last pick here for the jungle for Demon Kite. But yeah, you were mentioning Eterna. You know, having Lilia there, very early game centric, has quite a bit of damage, especially in the glooms and everything. And you know, has the black shoes too, to be able to bait certain ultimates out if they really want to, or certain situations. But the Kagura, you always have to watch out for Kagura now in the umbrella action.
Yeah, honestly, I do think that Kagura is a very safe pick. There's not a lot of mages that you really want to play in this particular situation. All of them just don't feel that great. And then you start looking back over at Yusun's composition, and they're expecting, hey, if you play Hayabusa, you're not gonna have a fun time. Like, you really aren't. We've got the Hilda on our side. You think that's bad enough? We've got our Ling and Angela combo to run you down. RSG PH, make a smart decision. Take the Karina. It's safe. Can you get away with a lot more? Probably not, but it guarantees you to get to level 4 and still make an impact in this game.
If you ever asked me what Yusun's playstyle is, it's just this. Just full. This is Yusun in a nutshell. They're going full aggressive in that early game. They're trying to finish as soon as possible, especially with the Hilda coming through as well. It's just so Yusun, and I like that they're sticking to their roots.
Well, we're going to find out because we're jumping right into game number 1 for Group B, RSG Philippines versus See You Soon. And you guys mentioned your thoughts on the team compositions. I got to say, See You Soon does need to end this quick because RSG Philippines are masters at dragging games out and bringing it to their advantages, and they do have some good scaling potential here for this comp position.
Yeah, whereas from the side of Yusun, they don't have any scaling potential whatsoever. I mean, if you compare it to RSG, right? Because they have Aqua, let's say, on the Kagura, who will definitely scale in terms of her burst, as well as Iman, obviously, on the Beatrix. So they are sticking to that double mage meta that they are very accustomed to. But oh my god, it hits!
That's, yeah, I mean, Light's going to be on point with these Iron Hooks, so they got to watch out for that, right? And unfortunately, not enough really follow-up to get that. That could have been some type of early first blood, but right now, I got to say, See You Soon has to be careful with the way that they play around this. They really need to buy time for Sensei. He does have the jungle emblem, right? But look at Light once again, doing what Francos do best, whoever picks them. They get right in the face here of their enemy junglers.
Well, that's the idea. They want to keep on doing this, and man, again, he's going to die here. There's nothing you can really do against the Hilda and Demon Kite. He has to prioritize his EXP over his laners because he's not going to be effective until he hits that level 4. So it was all about that timing.
Interesting, yeah. So it's okay. So Ember, yeah, Ember in the mid lane on this Angelina, right? And then the Angela, and then we have Lilia in the gold lane. So I'm thinking here, Emin's gonna have a very difficult, just kind of laning phase, if you will, and he's got to be able to find time to farm up, right? So I don't know if RSG Philippines wants to babysit kind of that lane, take care of him, or just say, Emon, you do your best, and we'll bring it into the mid to late game.
I love this. I mean, for the moment, it does seem like RSG, they are trying to look for whatever they can get. They are starting this turtle. But with the way that Yusun has been playing, it's definitely going to be contested. But for the moment, it does fall into the hands of RSG. And interestingly enough, it's going to be interesting because Yusun is actually leading in terms of economy.
I think See You Soon at this stage of the game, they don't really have to do too much except wait for RSG PH to make a mistake. Like, if somebody takes a good trade in lane, and especially since they're playing topside heavy, they can make a decision of, hey, we can make an executive decision, start looking for these early invades, and maybe catch somebody off. We're prioritizing for Iman, but we want to catch Light off as soon as possible.
But in a way, it feels like See You Soon has a timer, right? They need to end this as soon as possible, though.
That's true.
And right now, here comes the Bloody Hunt. Look at the burst damage coming out here from Aqua as he grabs a kill. Evens it out 1-1 here. RSG Philippines finding Boxy.
Oh, I like these rotations coming in from RSG PH. Like, especially since Beatrix, okay, you're not going to be able to make it in the top wave in time, so just take your time, switch your weapons, clear up that mid wave, and let's focus on the macro play. And RSG PH is playing this really, really well. I'm not sure what See You Soon can really, how they are going to force a situation out of RSG PH unless they are utilizing this combo, which I think they might do right here with the Ling and Angela.
Yeah, Light waiting patiently in the bush, Emon there as well. Again, this is what I've said, like, do you park Light up there so that Emon can have a little bit better time to farm? You know, meanwhile, Nas and Felix going here 1-1-1. Look at the damage here coming out from this Dairoth pick. Comes in, has to flicker out to survive. What? That's going to be a kill though. Ra goes down, but in the meantime, the response, Light is also taken out of the picture. 3 members of RSG looking for a kill here in the bottom. Tempest Blade's going to be popped. Should be able to survive off that, but that is an ultimate committed.
To be honest, I like the way that Soon drafted, but in the way that they actually put the Angela in the mid lane, kind of denies them what they were trying to do, right? Like their winning condition for the side of Soon is, okay, go aggressive in the early game, get as many picks, get as many objectives as possible, and try to finish it as soon as possible. But that requires really good rotations. And the problem is, because Angela is so slow on that wave clear, I don't think that they can implement what they were trying to do in the first place, and RSG has actually come out on top here in the 5th minute of the game. I mean, look at that. Another turtle to RSG.
They're playing it slow and steady, and they can keep on doing this until See You Soon are going to dry up, and RSG have scaled enough into this game to really not hold back their punches. And macro-wise, yep, there we go. Another catch so easily brought up by Light. He finds another one to make it easy for Aqua, and as well as A-Man as well. I think that top side of the map is completely gone. RSG PH in the driver's seat.
There you go, right? And now it's focusing on Sensei, but he's going to be fine. Going back to your point, Gideon, this is exactly what I was saying, right? Park Light up there for a little bit, give that advantage there to Emma. Now he's pretty much, he's free coasting up there in the top lane, so he's fine. Look at the damage burst they have, and check out the itemization. It's early on, 5 minutes in. How's the items looking?
It's looking great. I mean, Iman, he died, he got dove. It's like, all right, I stayed a little bit too soon, but now I'm walking away with some swift boots and as well as a BOD. What are you going to do about it? And especially for Lilia, who gets attacked time and time again. That's on bot side, though.
That's actually going 2 versus 1 here for quite a while, but he's not going to be able to do much against that Angeling combo. They find a pick here, so that could start something for See You Soon, but meanwhile in the mid lane, RSG looking for a setup here, gonna miss the Iron Hook just barely. Rest of the team here now too, they're gonna have to be careful about this one.
Yeah, because like on paper, I thought that Ra would be able to burst down the Beatrix, but the way that they're actually playing around that is huge, and she's actually winning in lane. I mean, they lost a turret there already in that top side. I just gotta say, I think the Hilda pick for the side of Soon was just a little too greedy. I understand that they maybe picked it up to deny that pick away from RSG, because like as we all know, when we see a lane, we usually choose a Hilda to try and counter that, right? But it's just too much, and it's not working well for them now.
Demon Kai right now going to be the focus here. He could be in trouble, getting quite low. There you go. Boxy finding a kill on the RSG Philippine Demon Kite as he's taken down here. But meanwhile, they're still making plays around the map. They've got the space and the gold lead. Another turtle going to be up. They find another lockdown here. This is Light once again with the bloody hunt. And now the focus. Boxy has the heart guard with him. Can he actually find one on Light? Oh, the flicker into the turret, but not enough just yet. Look at the damage coming out from Iman. He's got to reload. Ooh. Ember takes the shot there. Here comes Aqua. Gets the combination off, and now Boxy's in trouble as he falls. Nav's now working on Ra. Doesn't have the black shoes and taken down. They're falling apart here. RSG Philippines going to back off here now. Sensei has to be careful. RSG Philippines looking for a turret where they can find one.
4 people from the side of See You Soon were taken down, traded for 0. So that was insane. I mean, the way that RSG Philippines are able to maneuver in that particular team fight, they're responding super quickly. They're just really on synergy, on point right now. And See You Soon, they're looking in shambles. And I guess the only way that they can do this is to, you know, split push, right? That's one of the main things that I like about Ling. If it doesn't work out with the way that you initially planned it, you still have plan B. You still have the ability to kind of have that pressure on the map to take out these turrets one by one.
Yeah, and I mean, I think every little bit of gold at this stage of the game, especially for the mid game, is going to make a significant difference, right? I mean, one big team fight where another team completely aces their opponents, that's going to get you roughly around, you know, 4 to maybe even 5k swing in their favor of positive gold. And See You Soon, they're in that danger zone, right? One really bad fight could set them so far behind.
I mean, we're already talking about a 4k gold difference here, right? 8 minutes in. I don't think they're in any terms of actually being able to try to contest the first Lord of the game, as now RSG Philippines is going to be taking another tier 2 turret here in the bottom. And they could just continue to make space. Light's not even going to land those hooks. Sensei going to go ahead and push the top like Eterna mentioned. This is the best thing he can do right now. Go ahead, try to get some gold, push the waves, force a little bit of pressure so you force Navs up there. But meanwhile, RSG Philippines, look at the damage coming out from the bush. Boxy could be in trouble. Hardcard's going to be committed here on Boxy. This could be information that RSG Philippines might want to play around here. Now the Lord is going to be up.
Oh, come on, the way that RSG is able to just bait all these very important resources away from Soon, minutes away before they're starting that Lord, it's just so insane to watch. The way that they're controlling the game from the get-go, the way they're controlling the space, it's so difficult to see Soon being able to come back from this. You mentioned earlier this is the best that they can do. For me personally, I feel like this is the only thing that they can do.
Yeah, they are just running out of options here. They're trying to get the purple. They can somewhat secure it for now, but it's just a small victory to a very slow, inevitable death for RSG PH, who, again, they're just not giving Soon a lot of space, but also, let's keep in mind that they're not giving Soon a lot of information. Every single time they walk up, instantly, you either see one person, he disappears, gone. The rest of the team is already making some money moves elsewhere on the map.
Honestly, this is just standard gameplay from RSG Philippines, and if you notice, like, every single role here is just executed to what they call it in the Philippines is pretty much that Coach Panda's puzzle. This is now also Coach G's puzzle here that we're seeing from RSG Philippines. And the gold lead is continuing to grow here. Itemization is going to be a huge concern. We're going to take a quick pause here, but as I was saying, man, RSG Philippines, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here for after that short break while they figure things out. We're back, and if you're just joining us, we're in the middle of actually game number 1 here for Group B between RSG Philippines versus SYS. Again, I'm Nisu, joined here at the desk with Eterna and Gideon, and we were talking about pretty much everything in this game, and I believe they have the push here for RSG Philippines. Lord's going to be marching down the bottom lane as they continue to get objectives around the map. So as you can see, RSG Philippines in quite the driver's seat here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we missed too much here overall. They're just going to start pushing in for these inhibitor turrets. I don't think they're going to greed out considering how RSG PH has been playing so controlled and to a degree passively. But again, there's so much threat with that hook.
I like that Eterna mentioned, you know, the Hilda pick here for SYS, because I feel like really they haven't been able to utilize that the way that they wanted to. And this is kind of what we're seeing, right? We talked about SYS's composition, the heroes that they chose to go with, and the potential to actually even come back in this game. Is it there? I mean, Eterna, now that you've said that with Hilda, do you think they can have some form of saving grace?
I mean, I love the Hilda pick if you're leading, but when you're like conditioned in a way that you're just stuck in your base, I mean, basically asphyxiated by your opponent, it's kind of difficult to see what kind of impact that the Hilda can do, knowing that Light will always be there on standby to be able to, you know, punish you if you go in for like a crazy engage.
I mean, right now you can see the threat level of Light as he just sits there. Now that's going to be quite a bit of damage going out to Boxy. Has to actually have the Heart Guard here to be okay. So again, these are some nice resources that RSG Philippines getting committed from SYS as they go ahead and crack open the entire base of SYS. It's completely exposed, and now they just have to find the right picks or moments.
I don't know what right picks or moments could actually make a difference in this particular scenario, right? Like, I mean, let's say, for an example, that SYS is able to fight Iman one more time, right? How are they going to deal with someone like Kai or specifically Nats? Look at that damage! They're just finding it time and time again!
That's going to be the moment for RSG Philippines again. You guys were talking about the power of the Flicker and the Bloody Hunt, and that's exactly what just happened. RSG Philippines now clearing all the waves here of the minions. There's not going to be much. Nice Iron Hook once again coming out from Light. And RSG Philippines taking member after member of SYS down before they work on the base, taking game number 1.
Wiped out for RSG there in game number 1, and that was just so explicitly well done by them. I mean, did you see just Amon flickering in, understanding how much of a lead that they had